What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. And oh look, ladies and gentlemen, do you see that? Do you see it? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it the panic button? No, it's the NBA championship. It's coming home to the Chicago Bulls. We've got our first victory of the season, and you may as well book the finals tickets now. I'm booking my plane to Chicago, and I'm getting ready for the NBA finals. I'm just playing, but it does feel nice to get that first victory under your belt and against a formidable foe in the Milwaukee Bucks. I am very happy, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ultimately, I still don't have high hopes for the Chicago Bulls this season, but we're not going to talk about that right now, ladies and gentlemen, because what we're going to talk about is a phenomenal game from a lot of guys on this Chicago Bulls team, and I want to discuss that more than anything in this video. But before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls. And did you enjoy? Was it the most satisfying feeling you could possibly think of in that game against the Bucks and winning it in a 133-122 outing? Both teams are now 1-1, which is quite interesting. And look, I think the key here is that we faced the Milwaukee Bucks in the preseason, so we had an understanding of how to play, but I think the Bulls, more than anything, just made the Bucks pay for not playing great defense in that game. Now look, the Bucks are a formidable offensive team, and ultimately they are a formidable defensive team as well. They are a decent team out there in the Eastern Conference. I still don't see them as championship contenders just because I really only think it's a two-team race at this point in time. But regardless of what I think, they're a good team, and they have been a good team for a long, long time. So to kind of make them pay in this type of fashion, dropping 133 points, shooting threes like it's nobody's business and making it, pushing the tempo and forcing the Bucks into really difficult situations, this is what the Bulls could be. This is their potential that they're showing. This is, I guess, the best case scenario. That's how I view this situation, because it felt like almost everything went right for the Chicago Bulls in this game. And yes, there were some areas where I still feel like we need to improve, and it wasn't the perfect game, but I think that's as close as you're going to get for a game this early on in the season. What a performance from a lot of our guys. And before we dive into some individual performances, I do want to discuss what I liked. And the first thing is the improved three-point shooting. Now, the Bulls may not be the best three-point shooting team you'll ever see in the world, and I think the Bucks really underestimated us from the three-point line. The amount of threes that were ridiculously open in this game for the Chicago Bulls, it was almost like they thought we were a G League team or something when it comes to the three-point shooting. They just did not want to guard the three, and they wanted to cram that paint as much as possible. And with the Bulls and how they like to play now, the playmaking, the ball movement, everybody's moving, everybody is finding a way to get the ball, to get their hands on the ball and make the right decisions. It led to a lot of open threes, and it was beautiful to see. It was great modern basketball, and it's the most exciting basketball I've seen us play in years. Now, does that mean we are going to go straight to the NBA Finals with how we can play? Of course not. But I think it's a step in the right direction to trying to get back to what other teams are currently playing at right now, and that is that modern basketball. We have always been a step behind in that regard. Even when we were in the Jimmy Butler era, we were a step behind of modern basketball. We have been. So it's good to kind of get into that, I guess, get into that mindset, let's say. And this is the potential that we could be seeing with this Bulls team, and I'm excited. And I thought this was really fun. Even the Pelicans game, I know we lost that game in the second half, but it was a fun game to watch. And even the wins and the losses that may come, we got a back-to-back tomorrow against the OKC Thunder. I'm excited for that game, even if we lose, because I'm hoping to see some fun basketball once more. And that's more than anything what we saw. But three-point shooting was a big difference in the game. It's a night and day thing when you get, I guess, a huge amount of threes going in for your team. It changes the confidence of the team. Everybody has a little bit of an extra pep to their step. You make the shots on the offensive end. You're willing a little bit more on the defensive end. And all of a sudden, you just extend the lead and you extend the lead and you go on a run and you go on a run. And it was good. I also think the Bucks, more specifically Giannis Antetokounmpo, kind of dropped the game in terms of the free throw line. We fouled Giannis so many times it's not even funny, but a bad free throw shooting night for Giannis, and that I think really helped us as well. It gave us some key, I guess, opportunities that we could capitalize on, and we did capitalize on the other end. So that is quite interesting as well. And guys that you thought didn't play well in the first game showed out in the second game. Comeback games, I guess you could say. Kobe White leads the example of this. He did not have a great offensive night against the Pelicans, and he comes in and responds to that with a 35-point performance, 5 assists and 6 rebounds alongside of that. Literally, as soon as I saw that stat line from Kobe White, I went and bought his jersey. That's right, I did that, ladies and gentlemen, because that is a special performance from, in my opinion, a special player. I'm very happy to see that. But even a Patrick Williams doubles his points tally today. He got 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, which is quite. I think that's where Patrick Williams needs to be for the money that he's getting to that 13 to 15 point range and playing the defense that he did play today. I thought he was okay defensively also. It's the comeback games, and it's nice to see. But ultimately, we had 3 players that's got over 20 points. And look, even with the DeMar DeRozan days, if you get 3 players with 20 plus points, you're in a good position to win the game. Kobe with 35, Zach LaVine had 25 as well, and he's looking extra good as well. And Vucevic with another really solid performance, remained super consistent, and he got a double-double in his own right, which is quite impressive. And then you turn to other guys. I mean, Josh Giddey. My goodness, he made the dagger 3, which is always a beautiful sight to see. But 17 points, 9 assists, almost a double-double today for Giddey in terms of points and assists, and 6 rebounds. I mean, look, if he could get to that level and that type of tally each and every single game, he may be worth the money that he's seeking. Do you know what I mean? It's just a perfect game from everybody in that regard. The only negative I really have is I still think our defense needs work. I mean, we dropped 120 points to the Bucks, and I don't think the Bucks were that special today. And they still got 122 points on us, which is a big disappointment in my eyes at least. And the bench. Jalen Smith had 11 points off the bench. He made some big threes in there as well. He was obviously the standout from our bench. And look, the Bulls weekly video is probably going to come out tomorrow. I think you can have a clear idea of who the 6th man of the week is. It's not going to be a surprise, is it? But whatever you may say, he was the standout. But our bench, I think, it was a little bit underwhelming. Io, a little bit underwhelming today with 2 points, 1 from 8 from the field, I think it was. Dalen Terry had 3 points. Matas Bazelis played 7 minutes today, so it's a bit of an increase, but still not enough for me. He scored his first points in the NBA. Congratulations to him, and congratulations to Kobe White for getting 3rd all-time for the Bulls in 3-point shooting. Really nice to see as well. But yeah, I think our bench still needs to take the next step. I'm very excited and optimistic about our bench. I think Taylor Horton-Tucker really shined in preseason. Dalen Terry really shined in preseason. So I'm hoping that the opportunities come their way with Matas Bazelis alongside of them to kind of show what they're all about. Yes, it's a young bench, but ultimately it's a bench that I think can really do something given the right opportunities. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this game. I cannot really say anything else. It's always nice to beat the Bucks. I don't care if it's game 1 or game 82 where we already know that our fates. When you beat a team like Milwaukee, the close competitiveness in terms of the rivalry that we have with them, the fact that they're really close, obviously within the distance and stuff, and obviously we've had a couple of playoff fixtures against them. I view them as a rivalry. Maybe they don't really care about us at all. I don't know. You could talk to a Bucks fan about that, but it's always nice to win those types of games and to get, I guess, the satisfaction of winning that type of game, especially the first game you play against them, and it's away from home as well. Big thumbs up from me. My must improve, I'm going to give it to Io. I just felt like he just had a slow day at the office today, and you know what? To give him credit, he still had 5 rebounds and 5 assists for most of that game. And that was, again, him staying active even if he didn't have the most outstanding offensive night overall. My player of the game is going to be Kobe White, but I want to give a huge shout out to Josh Giddey, a huge shout out to Zach LaVine, a huge shout out to Nikola Vucevic on standing out and delivering a great performance against the Milwaukee Bucks and showing just what our potential could be as a team with this new style of play. It was truly fun to watch. But Kobe White was on a different level today. He was everywhere offensively. He was active defensively. I was very impressed with how he responded from a bad start against the Pelicans. And may it continue into the next game against the OKC Thunder. 1-1. Let's see if we could get to above 500. We're still waiting. It's been a long time since we've seen it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.